Good. We're slowly making a comeback. Finally got around to it. Still, got to toy around with a couple settings. Still have to set up a couple things. But as of right now, on the 19th of August, I'm officially on Windows 10 LTSC IoT edition. And may I say, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I get it, I suppose. Like, I was just thinking a little while ago, like, how could some people not think about wanting an LTSC edition of it? And to give you a little bit of a rundown, basically, what Windows 10 LTSC IoT version is, it's basically a variant of the LTSC long-term servicing channel of Windows. And from the research that I gathered, it's basically a version of Windows that is used for big businesses that can't afford to have like updates shoveled in all the time. You know, like banks, hospitals, airports, stuff like that. You know, like certain businesses. It's a business thing. I won't go about how I got it, but if you search up certain things, Microsoft Activision script. Sorry, you have a little bit of a cold there, but if you just look, you know, good enough, you'll find certain things about it, and thankfully the co-host, you know, good buddy, thank you again. He'll say that I did most of the work, but he helped me with a crucial bit, ensuring that at least none of my data that was saved like wasn't removed. But yeah, I mean overall, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I'll still have to go for, you know, the stuff, you know, like making sure I'm enabling a couple settings, you know, relogging back into certain things and whatnot. But so far, I got like the, you know, the essentials back in there. You know, I got OBS back up here. I got, you know, my Brave browser. I got, you know, Steam, MSI, Diffs, Discord, you know, VLC. I was watching a show he helped give me, you know, and beyond getting LTSC, you know, that I was able to activate it with said the cough, and I'm finally able to change the background. Abstract art. I went to a particular website that had like abstract, like AK images, and it looks so. It looks. I mean, I used to have like a reddish bokeh background in the back like many moons ago, but it was like low quality, like 1080p. It was basically shit, but I can actually see like all the details on the fucking art piece, like black and gold squares. Like, just I can't wait to see what this will look like at nighttime. But you know, the co-host helped me set it up, and we're rocking, and it's like it just feels so good, you know, like clicking on the Windows thing at the bottom left and just seeing fucking nothing in regards to just like what? Like I imagine at the media player, because there was a GitHub thing that allows you to like side load the Microsoft store. So I was able to get media player. I have Brave. I have, you know, Nvidia, and that's it. There's nothing else. It's all golden. It's so clean and minimalistic. And let me just look at the RAM real quick. Let me look at my performance. Oh yeah. Oh, that's just fucking grand. Like I have OBS running here. I have, you know, my tabs opened here for fucking, you know, um for Brave and whatnot. It's like I'm not even hitting 10 gigabytes. I'm at like 8.3. The stuff's not even saving the RAM, but like the processes are lower. It's using a little bit less RAM. Like I was looking at like how much RAM I was utilizing when I hopped back into Abiotic Factor. I'm convinced like there was a little bit less going on. Like the fucking like even the temperature for the fucking CPU wasn't as bad. But then again, it could have been like the ambient temperature of the room. But so far, I'm happy. But it's like going back to that whole analogy I was going to make before I got sidetracked here. I was thinking about how it's like some people just don't know about it, and it's like the majority of the populace. It's like I'm not trying to harp on people. I really am not. But it's kind of like motorheads. People that get a car and they want to look at everything about it. They want to look at the suspension for it, the room in the trunk, how well it handles, the horsepower, how the seats feel, how much mileage it gets, like all that stuff. It's like some people like they go into and do the research to it, and some people would judge them a little bit. Yeah, like oh, you're looking too far into it. But there's some people that want to do it because they want the vehicle that they fucking want, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. And the same thing can be said about a computer. But then again, most people would just be okay with just, oh, I just want the thing to work on the get-go. And some people will get a pre-built computer, a fucking laptop that has all this shit just like, configured from the get-go. It's like, oh, there'll be a key in like the instruction set, fucking type in that key when you activate it, and boom, there you go. It'll have like Windows pre-installed and all that shit. It's like as long as you activate the key, you're good to fucking go. But it's like they don't take in consideration like varying things. Like I was thinking to myself, if I would have like interacted with like myself from like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I could still vividly remember myself going, I want the best FPS possible. I want the biggest number possible. I don't care. Give me the best parts, Mr. J. I would love to go back in time and slap myself. And be like, was Windows 10 LTSC a thing? Windows 10 LTSC first release date. Let's just take a look. Okay, so Windows 10 LTSC release date 2015. Given oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. Enterprise IoT. Okay, so like the base Windows 10 was like back in 2015. Okay. And I'm assuming, well, support until, dude, this whole fucking thing is fucking wacky. I don't know. But then again, I didn't know anything about LTSC back then. It just, Mr. J, out of the kindness of his heart, just had like a Windows 10 Pro key lying around, and he gave it to me. Thank you, Mr. J. And like to be fair, like that computer was doing just fine. The CPU was holding up fine, but it's just like I didn't know about it. Again, like this whole thing has just been a learning experience. And I'll even confess, I was bitching about it. Like I was like crying and moaning. Like at first, I was like okay with the fact like how snappy the computer was. Having a new CPU and the RAM and all that shit. I was like, oh, it feels so smooth. Oh, nice. But I was like, I was bitching and moaning about, losing all my data. Not having, like, some of my shit, pre-configured, like, how it was before like, certain updates, just fucking around. But, this has been a happy accident. Fucking Bob Ross. It's been a happy accident. Because had this whole thing not happened, getting the whole Windows 10 thing, the inevitable, support ending for it, and, the whole, like, journey of, like, potentially going to Linux. Like, I not harping on Linux, right? I'm still hopefully going to switch over to Linux one day. I mean, it just, there's just some things, again, that need to get worked out with Linux first before, I'm willing to jump it. But it's like, in terms of familiarity, at least Windows 10 LTSC, like, it feels like just Windows 10. And without all the bloat. And that's the cool thing, is that, like, once I get, like, the group policies and whatnot and set that shit to security, it's like it'll have less bloat on there. It'll save a little bit of extra space. In terms of performance, it might be minuscule. Who the fuck knows? It might be indistinguishable. But, just seeing, like, there being barely anything, like, holy shit, it's bare bones. There's no bloat. Like, Cortana, AI Copilot, none of that shit. None of it is on there. Like, type here to search. Oh, it's so fucking clean. So fucking clean! And, it feels like, given I've only been using it for like a couple hours here. I'm setting shit up, trying to get working here, but it's nice. I like it. And, going back to the whole fucking, like Motorheads, it's like, it would be nice if LTSC was something that would be made commercially available, but it's only for businesses unless you know how to fucking get it, of course. And I can understand why it's not done like that because let's just face facts here. Microsoft, they get their money and their wealth from the data of the user. No doubt in my mind, there's more value out of your data and out of like what you do with your computer than the one-time payment you probably pay for the Windows key. The data you give up over the days and years of like using your computer, that gives them infinitely more value. And Lord knows, like, whatever telemetry or data might get sent back to Microsoft, even with LTSC, like, who knows? Maybe it is a little bit less. I mean, I was trying to look up, like, best I can. Like, apparently, even for, like, basic level 1 for Microsoft Windows, like Windows 10, was, like, several hundred pieces of data. Probably from, like, various things if you're using Microsoft Edge, the Microsoft Store, just anything and everything. Lord knows what the fuck there might be whenever like I have fucking Windows Pictures and Windows fucking Media Player. Those are the only two that I really fucking want on there in terms of Windows. Like everything else, that's pretty much it. And it's like, am I still truly free and private? No, because that was like the one big selling point that I was using Linux for, to try and hopefully make me jump over, but that got nipped in the butt a little bit, so to speak. But yeah, no, it's like there's nothing wrong with it, I guess. Like if you don't care much about, all that stuff, you just want to use the computer at the end of the day to get your shit done, that's fine. But all that, like, even without thinking about like the privacy and the data, it's just like all those unwanted apps and whatnot, I don't like. And yeah, there's some people that can like talk about, like scripts and programs you use to get rid of it, but I want an operating system to ensure like none of that shit will get loaded onto here no matter what after an update. And LTSC spoke to me. Besides like the extra privacy and security and all that shit, support, going for another several years. It's like I like the idea of like trimming the fat down and ensuring that like all of my resources will be used for what I'm using it for. And at the end of the day, all I use my computer for is browsing the web on Brave, enjoying my hobby on Steam, PC gaming, hopping into the Cord to talk to friends and whatnot, bitch and moan, play some games, and use VLC and Power DVD to watch some movies. That's it. That's all I use it for. I use the Microsoft Store here and there, download the Netflix app and whatnot. But beyond that, it's like I don't use the computer for like office work. Nothing. Oh, and of course Windows Media Player. Listen to some jams. I don't need all that extra bullshit taking up resources. And even if it's only a minuscule 1%, 0.5%, helps with the 1% lows. Maybe I won't feel. Maybe it's like indifferent. At the end of the day, I'm just happy that A, Windows 10 LTSC worked, B, I'll get security updates for the next several years, and C, it's a lot cleaner and more organized. That's all that I could be happy about. It just feels exactly the same as it was before. I just got to get a couple extra things installed, move some stuff around, and this little happy accident reward me in the long run. And I would say, like, check it out, because even it, there could be some gameplay features missing and what. I mean, I disable game bar. Like, fuck that shit. I don't fucking need that. I'm good. But in general, like Windows 11 also has an LTSC that you can also get from the whatever I mentioned before with my coughing fit. But it also like makes me surprised that that thing that I mentioned, Microsoft script. Sorry, I'm honestly surprised that it's a thing. And I was talking about it with like the co-host, and it's like you would think Microsoft would kind of crack down on it because let's just say it makes it really easy to activate Windows without having to worry about getting a key from like shady black market sites or gray sites, like fucking G2A and whatnot. And I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of buying a couple of keys from there to help out some friends and whatnot. But this script, it was literally so easy. I thought there'd be like I was reading from like some posts and whatnot, like, oh, it's gonna be like so fucking hard and challenging. All you really have to do, right, is go to said, GitHub that has said, script, and you go into PowerShell. You just type in PowerShell in the type here to search for Windows. You open it up, and you just copy paste. You don't even have to like copy paste. You just right click it. It copies and pastes into like the command prompt. You click enter, and then some things will pop up. You choose how you want to like fuck around with your operating system. You click one simple button. You just press one. Make sure you're connected to the internet, and then you just wait a couple like seconds, like 30 seconds, and you're good. I was scared, like it was like it was going to require a little bit extra, but no, it works. Like apparently, even Microsoft themselves, like going off like some Reddit posts I saw, like even Microsoft uses it to troubleshoot like certain activation issues, like people who like bought the keys or whatever, like bought the operating system or having troubles like activating. They use it too. So it kind of like also so like obviously they want their cake and eat it too, obviously, but it kind of shows that like obviously there's like a huge chunk of people, like a good chunk that obviously buy the keys legit. Like let's just see how much a Windows 11 product costs. Let's just go. Okay, buy and download Windows 11. Okay. Download. $140 for Windows 11 Home. That's Home. Lord knows how much Pro costs. Let's just 200. 200. That's the same cost I paid for my CPU. And not trying to judge no one. Yeah. God, I keep looking at that fucking background. It's so fucking beautiful. I'm trying not to judge anyone, but no doubt in my mind there are people that probably go out and buy the keys directly from Microsoft. And look, if you want to do that because you want to be the legit, high and mighty, above board guy, and you just want to buy it for a couple $100, fine, whatever. That's on you, pal. But I won't be losing any sleep tonight. I won't. I'm gonna sleep like a fucking baby because I'm happy that I got Windows 10 LTSC. Because no doubt, like, between like if I wanted to buy it above board, it probably cost me like a few $100, and I'd have multiple keys. And obviously, I don't have anyone like nobody wants to use Windows 10 LTSC. Nobody, just me. Everyone's on like Windows 11. They just upgraded to the next big thing, even though it seems that like a good chunk of games have problems running on Windows fucking 11. That's why I want to stick with Windows 10, primarily speaking, is because I know everything just works on Windows 10. It works just fine. 11:43 a.m. Screen resolution, performance, and battery life may be reduced until a compatible driver has finished installing. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're good. We got that installed. We're good. But yeah, no. some people would be okay with paying that, but I mean, I'm a cheapskate, obviously. I try and find my ways to do it, but even then, like, paying, sure, you could pay like $11. Like, there's a lot of people that definitely promote the gray key site, and it's like, they promote because oh, it's so cheap. Like, I think I even saw like some LTSC keys going for like less than $10. It was cheaper than homes and pros because you obviously don't get the software, and obviously if you need the software, and sure, you might want to stick with Windows 10 Home, 11 Home, Pro, whatever, but me, I don't need that shit. And if I do, I will get the open source variants. The only reason why I'm going to get Windows like pictures and Windows media players is I'm comfortable with those. But anything else, I'm willing to try out something different, right? And it's like some people want that extra stuff. Me, I want to focus on usability, performance, and trying to declutter. Like, I can't even tell you how fucked all of my files and where like all of my shit was located back in the day. Like, what I have right now, it's like a clean fucking hotel in New York. It's like a fucking multi-billion-dollar mansion compared to what the fuck I had. Like, the shit that I had before on my old computer was like I was living in the goddamn slums. That's how fucking bad it was in terms of like trying to figure out where shit was and how to organize it. Like, ugh, God, fuck no. And that's what appealed to me with Windows 10 LTSC. Like, just, like, it was a fresh start to get shit cleaned up, to get a little bit more performant, to make it run a little bit better, more smoothly, and just try and like make it a little bit more like my own computer. I'll be happy. Like, I don't have to worry about like all those extra updates. Just get security updates every so often. That's all. I'm perfectly okay with that. And I can't wait to see like how else LTSC will run. And it's like, yeah. But also in regards like trying to get the keys. I mean, I see the script idea as, I think there was like a Red comment that was talking about, at least with like the script option to get Windows working, so to speak. It's infinitely a better option compared to like the gray key sites, because obviously that stuff Okay, there was something going on outside. Shit, I was like, I heard like a high pitched wailing. I was like, huh? Should I be nervous? But yeah, it's like that stuff could have been bought with like stolen cards, accounts. Like, why else do you think that shit is so dirt cheap? It's not because they're doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. Clearly, they got some of those keys from like some bulk deals, or extra keys from admins, or stupid shit like that, and people are putting the keys up online for dirt cheap prices. And, some of those keys can be a little bit, dirty. Like, I remember there was like a couple times where I got some Steam keys off of G2A. I think it was Get Even, like some other game. And my games were revoked on Steam. Thankfully, nothing happened to my account, but, it's just, yeah, it didn't fucking I didn't get. I mean, I got the games eventually, like later on for like some humble bundles and whatnot, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, in terms of like Get Even, that stuff was like removed because I guess the key that I used ended up becoming like illegitimate, or like it was like stolen. So unfortunately, that didn't work out. But fine by me, whatever. And yeah, it's like the gray market could definitely be a little bit risky, but at least in terms of like the script for Windows, at least that shit's a little bit, you're not fucking with other people's money. You're just fucking with Microsoft's money. And I'd say, with the bullshit that they're fucking, pulling as of right now, I'm perfectly fine. I don't need AI coming through my shit. I'll take the LTSC edition where I don't have to worry about that at all. And, in regards to, like, the potential, like, monetary loss, like, obviously some people have apparently used it, but that's the thing. Like, the most common people, tech illiterate people, those that just want to get their job done, stuff that's, like, typically supplied by, like, your employer that probably, like, uses a tax write-off, who the fuck knows? They don't know about the script. Almost let it slip. They don't know about the script and how to like get certain things running and whatnot. Maybe they do. Who the fuck knows? But I mean, they don't know about it. So like most of the people won't know about it. Only those that are like tech savvy that do the research that look around will potentially find it out. So like obviously, between the people that will probably just buy the fucking key outright from Microsoft for a couple $100 and all that shit, they're fine with it. And above all else, again, it's the fucking data that gets them the most money. I think Microsoft is probably willing to turn a blind eye, just turn the fucking face a little bit. They see the people activating it, buying it on some gray market sites and whatnot, and they're like, oh, people are buying our keys on a gray site? No. Impossible. No, let's just look at the numbers. Oh, 500,000 people? No, wait. Oh, wait. No, what's that smidge there at the end of that of the number? Let me just wipe that off. Wait, 500 people? That's fine. No, that's fine. 500 people? Blip on our radar. No fucking problem. They get more money off the data. I'm not that tech savvy, but I could tell that's probably where... if Watch Dogs has taught me anything, the data is more valuable than the person themselves. And it's fucking true. That's where they get their money. That's where they get their information. That's how they do their research. We are the guinea pigs. Like with game development, they don't have to hire QA testers. We are the QA testers. We bitch and moan on the forums, Reddit, Discord. We send them the fucking feedback. We are the QA testers. Why pay a QA tester to make sure the game releases in a good state when they could just release it in a shitty state? We bitch and moan about it, and they might fix it by the end of the year. We are the data. And Lord knows I'm probably still am the data. But you know what? I could take at least some happiness in the fact that I tried my damnedest to claw a little bit of it back. You know what? I'm happy to have... Let me just look again. Let me just look at my settings again. Let me just... Okay, change product. Okay, yep. I just want to look at it again. Windows 10, IoT, Enterprise, LTSC. That's all I needed to see. I'm happy to have it. Obviously, the way that I got it was probably a little gray, but I like to say it was a light gray way, as opposed to the dark gray that is, key sites. And definitely, it's not fucking colorful blue. That is the Microsoft way. Pay me $200 for the key. I'm good. But yeah, Windows 10 LTSC. I'm glad I made the switch over. I'm glad I had the happy accident with, the Windows 10 Pro issue, It all began with just the computer upgrade. Like me going, oh, I gotta get the parts now. I'm gonna wait on the GPU though, but I want to get the parts now before Trump fucks us over. All that shit with the tariffs. And, it took a few more months of, failing to get a 9070 XT, but, I think, like, with the small bitching and moaning, I'm happy where I am now. This all led to this, a beautiful 8K abstract background. Let me go back through my pictures real quick. Let me just go. I gotta reorganize the fucking letters. Jesus fucking Christ. Pictures. Oh God. Oh. How many? Okay, let me just look because let me just do a fucking head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 18, like, shortcuts on my desktop, right? It'll probably go up to, like, 30 by the time I'm done, right? Recycle Bin, OBS, Brave, Steam, MSI Afterburner, Discord, VLC, music, ranging from like different decades, some gaming music, some anime, stuff like that. So far, pretty light. no doubt whenever I get, GOG, Rockstar, Ubisoft, and all that shit back on there, fine, whatever. I'm looking at what the fuck I had on here before. Holy fucking shit. Where do I fucking begin? Where do I. Alright, let's. Oh, God. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 3, 6, 7, 9, 32, 35, 38, 40, 3, 5, 50. We'll say benefit of the doubt like 70. 70 fucking folders and shortcuts to so much shit. I have like fucking 5 browsers. Opera, Brave, Internet Explorer, Edge, Mozilla. What the fuck was I doing? Holy shit! Oh, I'm glad I cleaned up. I'm fucking glad. Because, like, I'm trying to have a more organized feeling, right? Left-hand side, top bit will be like, OBS, Brave, Steam, like the launchers for all my games. Maybe a couple of emulators when I get back into emulating, sure. Bottom left, media. Discord's down there because it seems like Discord's always been down there. Yeah, it has been. You know, some media players. VLC, Cyberlink. I'm getting into FreeTube lately because I want to say fuck you, YouTube. You're not going to use fucking AI to comb through my fucking data. Fuck that. And bottom right, music. I basically have that shit set up, so I keep filling up the goddamn folders with FLAC. And then top right, mods. Like before Metal Gear Solid, going off of this, I had like all the fucking mod folders like set in the middle. Snakebite, Tale of Two Wastelands, Fluffy Mod Manager, Lenny's Mod Loader, fucking Odyssey Forge. I'll just have all that shit in the top fucking right. Like apparently that's where I had Metal Gear Solid mods saved. But it's like it'll be a little bit cleaner. I'll just have that shit in the top right because dead center, it's literally just a bunch of squares, high 8K res imaging, black and gold. It looks beautiful. Hell, I'll even fucking find the bookmark. Actually, give me a fucking minute here. I know I have it saved on here. Yeah, HDQ walls, and I have it from the abstract subset. I have it set to like popular desktop. I have it ultra 4K 8K, so 7680 by 4320. And I think it's like the second page. Where is it? I'm honestly gonna try finding it. I know I had it down here before. There we go. Yeah, black and gold abstract cubes. January 31st, 2024 by author Paywell Czerwinski. Guess what, Powell? You made a very nice background, and I'm honored to have it as my first official background. Like, I was gonna go for like a bokeh background, but I was like, let's try something else a little bit different. Let's try something to take full advantage of this 4K monitor. And you know what? I like it. But that's my like first couple hours journey into LTSC so far. It's literally just Windows 10. It might not have like all the best updates from Windows 11, like HDR or something, whatever. I don't even fucking know. I don't even know like the main selling point of Windows 11 is to begin with in terms of gaming. But everything else works just fine. Maybe I got to boot up fucking Abiotic Factor in DirectX 12 to see if it fucking crashes on me. But beyond that, I'm perfect. I mean, everything, like, out of the box, everything that was installed, like my controller, my keyboard, my mouse, it all just started working. Ethernet, it was working just fine as soon as I boot into it via the motherboard. It's all working just fine. And I'm fucking happy for it. But yeah, I would say if you're trying to stay on Windows 10 because, you're like me, you don't want to lose the performance going to Windows 11, you don't like the feel of it, even though there's probably like a million and one ways to make Windows 11 look just like 10. I think there was some guy had like some of his shit bookmark that like had like some themes going for it to make it look like Windows fucking 7. So it's definitely a thing. But I mean, if you just want to try staying on Windows 10 for as long as can be, you don't mind like losing some data and just trying to fucking get those security updates. Because obviously, like all the extra updates that come out, it's like I don't care about that. I just care about my game running and like trying to like use my resources just for that. And if that's all you care about, look into getting Windows 10 LTSC because there's going to be alternative ways to use applications that are pre-installed onto Windows, but you can get more open source ones that won't harvest your data, that won't be a piece of shit to fucking use, and it's just better. Then again, it's up to you. Because me, it's like it's like I'm not an expert at this shit. I'm not trying to proclaim that. I don't know all the inner workings of Windows, the code, how it operates, how it fucking functions with like different applications. What I know nothing about that. I'm honestly fucking happy at so far. The shit that I have installed right now is fucking working. To be fair, but yeah, it's like at least if you want to ensure you can keep something you're familiar with and still get security updates, at least you can browse safely on the internet. LTSC might be your solution. But yeah, that's enough talking about for now. I need to resume watching The Blacklist because, co-host, out of the kindness of his heart, got me, he's letting me borrow his first season of The Blacklist, and it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty fucking good. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Windows 10 LTSC for a little bit here. If there's any updates in the future, I'll let you guys know. But let's just assume that if I don't talk about Windows 10 LTSC after this ramble, rest assured that just means it's working just fine. I've had no complaints with it, and it's working as it should. That's all that I can hope for. Back to The Blacklist, and hopefully back to being a scientist, because, man, as much as I want to get back to being a porter in Death Stranding 2, I just can't stop chopping up pests and, fucking improving myself. I can't stop. So I was pumping iron the other day,